Ah.
All right.
Give me some energy, Vanessa.
Yeah, we're there.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah. No, sir. No, sir. Come again. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
there.
everybody.
Yeah.
We're there. Woo. When are we almost done it?
All right.
It's not what you think.
All right.
We're there. Welcome back
yeah,
to the
yeah.
Leftovers, your Sunday Monday special, isn't it? This is part 2 of relationships. Yeah, man. I'm here with my friends. The Eliezer Supe, the John Mark Wigan, and the Adrian Osborne. Yes.
Emphasis on that.
Wow.
I am your host, Vanessa Riley.
The Vanessa
Yeah.
Riley.
No, just Vanessa Riley.
Yeah.
If you're joining us on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know, if you're listening on a podcast, anytime of day you're listening, thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed the first part.
I hope.
Now, we're diving into the second section of this discussion on relationships. And this discussion is going to be relationship with God. Yeah, we're about to dive into relationship with God.
Sorry, that was not gospel.
It's okay.
That was Trey Songz.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
My
Thanks
God.
for letting me know.
Wow.
Okay, minister.
Still working on me.
Hallelujah.
So, what we're going to be talking about now is, these are the points. These are our guides. Who is God?
All right, let's say the first one. Let's talk about that before you get the next one.
Yeah. Who is God?
No, man, because I don't want us to answer the questions. It's just giving us a general
Direction.
Idea of where
direction.
we're
Cool.
going. Okay.
Cool.
So, who is God? What does He require of us? Why should we live to please Him? We start with those three. Within that vicinity.
God, who are you?
Yeah. Let's.
Who are you, God? I think that's how my relationship start with him. I like. Who are you? I question him. Who are you? Yeah, man. I just reiterating the question and not answering. So,
You
Adrian.
got answers?
You
You said that's how the relationship started with you too, so I'm assuming that since it's been kicking.
Yeah, man. I got answers, man. All right.
So-
Sorry. All right.
Yeah.
God. Of course, I got answers. But but I got answers. God is Father first and foremost. I think that's God is Father and is love. And I guess I'll go into the why later, but if relevant. But yeah, God is Father, God is love, God is the creator and preserver and governor of all things. You know,
Take
He
us
was
to
the one that
church.
spoke.
Yes.
You know, the everything into existence. He is.
Come on,
His
Pastor.
word when Moses asked him, God, when the Israelites asked, for your name, who am I supposed to tell him? And his response was, I am.
Come on.
And yeah, man, that's more the answer I got to know, because I really was like asking God, who are you? Where you come from? Who create you? If you create everything and everything, and then Him just said, I am.
I am.
Like that can mean a lot. But yes, to me, He is supreme ruler of everything. He is Father. He is love. Yeah, I'll stick it right there. Somebody else can pick up.
So sorry, quick question. So that's what you do with the I am. So when He said I am, you interpreted I am Father, I am supreme,
Yeah.
I am love.
Yeah, and even more than that, I am like for me, I don't know. I took it as is in terms of I am. Like, you cannot begin to wrap your mind around who, like you can't begin to wrap your mind around me like that. Like if you try and begin to understand how I love, why I love, or if you try to begin to understand how I came to be, or if you try to begin to understand this and that and this and that, like you're gonna reach a place where you really just cannot comprehend. Like I am, you know? That's really even the basis of my interpretation of that. At least I haven't. Yeah, I actually feel like I need to do a study on on that. But yeah,
They should.
I really should. Now that I think of, I never really dwell because
On it.
the time I thought of that was like me reading through the Old Testament as a kid in church, and I just thought I am, and I thought about it, and I was like, I got all of that what I just said, you know. But yeah, I never really. I feel like I need to study that.
now would make loads of difference, I guess.
Yeah, because then I would have go into like the Hebrew meaning or just different things. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. I think when I think about I am or who is God, as you say, I am, and then what you said just now is like his ways are higher than our ways. Basically, you say we would understand if we start thinking about why and how and all of these things. When I say I am, I think about everything. So not just father, not just love, but friend, like everything. So right now, in a situation, I might need a father. Tomorrow, I might need a mother. At another time, I might just need a friend. Another time, I just need, I need a provider. Whatever I need in the situation, in that set time, I just think about him as that. But I really love to hear your study on that and what you come back like. I'm up for that. No, I'd study with you. I'd really study with you because I'm like interested to know the baka things.
Yeah.
The background story for it and all of them stuff there. But who is God? You answer it. Man, I really don't need to reiterate it. Like he's just the creator. He's yeah. Yeah, that's it for me. I don't know what else to say.
God, over time, this is what the conclusion I've come to. God is where I humble myself.
My God.
Because him not exists to me unless I'm dependent. Him not exists. And that's the truth. The hard truth is that people with everything they think they need don't see a need for him.
Wow.
But here's what I've also come to know. To what end is all this? You can't consist on something. You've lived and see people dead, left something, and you did there walk around and wonder when are your return. And when you're gone, it's like what's really next? Who created all of this? Because it can't be me if me have a dead left it, or I keep having to bury someone who worked hard to build this. Build that, accomplish so much. When you read the eulogy, you say, why that person did it if he did. When you read the eulogy, you say, that person should have been God. With so much to them, that person might as well would have been God. But we have come to realize that nobody just... God really begins where you find the insufficiency in yourself. And you realize if the only thing you find say you're not a controller over just life, you realize, so that's how him begin for the rich and mighty. Is the one thing where we can't accredit to anything and anyone else. The barber shop where the man say, boy, we don't need to worship nobody. From born till now, we don't worship nobody. I mean, all right. And as me, I like a lot of me that telling us, the message can actually be a series Because the tension is not just for your purpose and your calling. We sit in tensions for our faith. We sit in some space where we're like, Lord God, I feel like saying something, but I feel like it won't come out valid.
Yeah.
I feel like, I say, what I say now no matter, because I have a point, like, we really have to worship somebody for be okay people and good people. Is me never run for nobody, me never do nobody nothing bad. Me never do this, that. Them say something name sin, me say show me sin and then can't show me.
Right.
Sin and no. Me say show me God, then can't show me. And so. But boy, for everything that I've asked, I've found that where he began, everywhere I don't have control. He began for every insufficiency I have. And for everywhere I thought was sufficient, it's like him still find one space and say, you're just still not enough. It's still not enough. The resource you think you have is still not enough. It's not enough. And for the rich and mighty, still not enough.
Yeah.
Because if, like, no matter how much you have, if the technology not created yet,
Yeah.
save your situation,
Yeah.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
And if it make and it not compatible with you,
Yeah.
you got to go.
Yeah.
And him name God. Somebody name God. But yeah, the point is, one person can take worship too.
Yeah.
There's one person
Yeah.
who is like we say him now puff up himself. Like he's all deserving of it.
Yeah.
And for every man that I am aware of who put themselves in a place to take worship from people, always it always end up to their demise.
Yeah.
It's like they just think so high and mighty that they gone to one place of no return. It's gone to one place where it's like they're not worthy again. They were worthy, you know. You could have get some praise, but you're gone to one place no way. And only one person take praise and now go one place where it's to other
Which
humans'
remains.
demise. Whenever man get too much praise and worship, somebody going to suffer. Somebody has to suffer, and the one person missing no make nobody suffer when him get praise and worship.
That's good.
Oh God.
Because one thing he does do is edify even. He responds to that worship. He builds you up. He makes you feel peace. He makes you feel joy. He brings that form of deliverance within our worship. Like he gives back in response to the worship. Just even tying the knot on that point. But yeah.
Him alone take adoration,
Yeah.
take credit, and it's not puffed up.
Yeah.
But that's what he really requires.
It don't swell in your head. And it's like, I want to see him way.
He's the one that can perfect because he knows that he is God. He knows that he should be worshipped, and it's not something that becomes prideful. It's not something that he pride. He has no pride in regards to that. Yeah. Yeah.
So like when I think about a question like why should we live to please God or why do we live to please God? Like for me it's something that I've said before that you're not going to want to live to please somebody that you don't know. And the truth is for a person that doesn't know him, like the man in the barber shop, for a person who doesn't know why should I worship somebody, like he is not aware of what he's missing out on. He is like knowledge. It's just like the ignorance of not knowing what you're lacking or understanding what you're lacking or understanding how much more your life could have been or how much more your life can be, how much more it will be with purpose, with that relationship with God. understanding who He is, understanding the character of God, and knowing that it's really the only place that you're safe. I talk about safety. My relationship with God is the only place that I'm safe. It's the only thing that I know that I'm safe, even when it doesn't feel like I'm safe. Even when He's putting me in a situation that is uncomfortable, me still know I'm safe. Me still know I'm good, because I know His character. I know who He is. I know Him serving. I know who I'm worshiping. I know, based on the Bible that I've read, based on the lives of the people around me, I know His character. I know what He would do and what He wouldn't do. I'm able to understand who He is, and my knowledge of Him keeps getting thicker, and it will never end. I will never know
all there is to
all
know.
there is to know about Him. It just keeps getting thicker. It keeps growing. It keeps maturing.
That's the whole point of our relationship. That's the whole, the thrill of our relationship is when you grow together, when you just like how God used to fellowship with Adam in the garden. It's like every day He would just come down, and Adam and him would just commune and fellowship, and just they learn. Like God teaches him, and it's a ever growing thing. Just like a tree grows strong and such. I think that essentially that's the whole purpose of even a relationship with God. That it's just something that is meant to grow. Yeah.
Why worship Him? You say that's it. Why should we please Him?
Yeah. Why would we live to please God?
I mentioned something the first that, like, it's never to our demise. It's never to our detriment. It's like it's always to our benefit. To please Him. Here's the thing, really and truly, I think I've gotten frustrated at people and myself because we standards keep on changing. Not even with self, like you think, say, if you do this and this, you will be happy with you. And I do them and realize, what happened? Something in me change again.
But don't want this.
I've morphed into something else. Have I developed new desires again? This is now boring. This is now not enough. All kind of something. And brother, I just want somebody standard never changed. His standard never changed. What he required to be pleased never changed. And it's like, if I can use one thing as a benchmark to feel fulfilled, like I'm doing something right, I think Him alone, the construct and idea of God, Him alone can get praise, worship, pleasure, the sacrifice. Like, Him alone can get all of that out of my life, and I feel
Like a benefit.
yeah, like me meet the mark. I hit the hammer on the nail head, because I think based on what I'm reading here, He got what He wanted, because He's clear. His standard is clear. Ours keep changing, because our desires change. You move with the wind, it move with the weather, it move with the season. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And it's like, when I say to myself, you know what? Let me please the person whose standards won't change. Because at least me can go in bed say, at least me do one thing right today. Because not even myself me could have pleased.
Wow.
Much less somebody who is also morphing and changing. And their desires are changing. And what was enough yesterday is just not enough anymore. What was enough for him is still enough, you know. The thing is, we've still not yet met the mark. That's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
But Him grace sufficient. That's a funny thing. The only person that have clauses that save us from our own shortcomings are Him.
And I feel like that leads us directly into what makes relationship with Him different from relationship with others. Yeah. It literally presents itself. and what makes it similar now? What makes relationship with God similar with relationship with
Well, communication is similar, like how we communicate with, like how we're talking right now. I think it's important that we talk with him. So it's like there are certain persons that we would call on the phone and talk for hours with, or there are certain persons we would meet up with and talk, or we just go over a room or whatever and we just talk. I think it's the same thing. Just talk with him. While there are set times where we set aside, like in the mornings, in the evenings, or night before bed, I think having a relationship with him, communicating with him throughout the day, enhances the relationship that you have with him. So the more you talk, I think the more you know each other. Like me and you, the more we talk to each other, the more we'll know each other. So the more I talk to him, the more he talks to me, the more I understand what he requires of me, the more I'm able to give of myself, service-wise, as well as just adoration and worship, because it becomes more than just a ritual of church on Sunday or on the Sabbath, and more of a lifestyle. So everything just is just, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times when people, like, because a lot of people, like, they always ask me, like, how do you do this? Or like, how are you so calm when it comes down to this? How comes you do so much things? How comes, it's like they're asking me all these questions, and I'm just like, it's really because of my relationship with God. And I feel like a lot of people have the like, how do I have a relationship with God? Like, what does it mean to have a relationship with God? I feel like maybe sometimes there's this stereotype or a picture that comes in the mind of a relationship with God means.
Come on, my child.
Yeah, like go to church and and having a relationship with him is more than just going to church.
Yeah,
It's
really.
more than going and sitting around the instruments and playing.
Yeah.
It's more than hearing the word and can receive it in the moment and say yes.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. It's more than it's more than the word hitting a nail on the head and then you're moving. It's like a constant.
And then the application. So
Yeah.
it's not just hearing, but
It's applying it and understanding who you're living to please, as we say, knowing, say. It's like, I say this all the time, it's like, when you and God, when you have a relationship with God, more while you and him go through some stuff. Like, you go through some stuff where you can't even talk to anybody about.
yeah.
Because people probably look at you the wrong way. Because you're not a human, man.
Yup.
You probably tell them, say, yo, I used to have these thoughts, or I used to struggle with this, and them, their perception of you going to be like, me never know, say you could have did.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Come on.
What you
Yes.
mean? Me never know, say you could have did.
Yeah.
Stay them with it.
Yeah.
And you just know for a fact, say, yo, that you will never encounter that when it comes on to
Who
that.
could it be but
There's one relationship you're sure of that you will never encounter that. And it's somebody who is willing to literally show you how to mature and help you to maintain that maturity and grow in it. Yeah. So that is really how you have a relationship with God, and like that's really how you do it. It's treating it like a relationship, communication.
Imagine.
And somebody thinks them you're sure about, you're sure say love you.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask. Like you have to, oh, I love you, and you're waiting for the person to
Sometimes
say it
we
back.
ask.
Sometimes we ask and
Yeah.
sometimes we really wonder.
God, you
And
really love me?
he will, like some things will like say, boy, God, you love me too much, or I don't really feel loved right now. Can you love me a little different? But it's like a fact. You are loved. It's a fact. You are safe.
One thing I think in regards to relationship is that the authenticity of it all. So, like, I guess the analogy that comes to my mind is that, like, you'd want to get a diamond pure and as is. There is a form of process that it goes through that requires hardship and roughing up or something like to get that preciousness out of it. I think it's even in the same thing for a relationship, not just the good, the bad, but the ugly as well, in terms of something that brings out the authentic truth. So, whilst yes, we know that God is good and God is loving and all of that, and we probably don't even have to ask a question there as such. If we are that type of person that I don't know may actually ask that question or may actually go through some things that aren't so lovey-dovey or pretty and whatever. It's something that what do you call it? I don't know. The best way that I can see it is like wrestling with God or something like that. Because my relationship with him, how I know it's authentic is when it goes through those form of trial. When I know that something is real is when it has been tried and tested and all of that. So the point I guess that I'm trying to make is that you don't want your relationship with God just to be on of what you see a Vanessa doing or what you see an Adri doing or what you see a me doing. You just see the pretty stuff of it or whatever. You want it to be the authentic relationship that you and God have, you know. However way, shape, or form that it looks like for you. Because if you see these things and you hear these things like God is this and God is that and such, but if you really don't know it for yourself, then you just have to face the truth that you don't know it for yourself, and then you have to go to God like, God, you say that you are loved. Your word says that you are loved. Can you show me this love, please? Because if you are God and if this is real for you, like, show this to me. You know, experience it for yourself. Because if your salvation is based off your friend's relationship or other people's stuff, then it won't carry enough substance. And especially that is a personal testimony for me, because a part of my introduction to the relationship with God is based off a relationship with friends. I see how their relationship is with God, and I'm like, you know, that's kind of cool. I'd like to have something like that and such. And then I got the introduction in terms of salvation-based stuff, but then it came a point in time where God literally took that person out, and it's really just me and him have to go through whatever we have to go through, you know. And the point is it being authentic and real. You get me? However it may look like for you developing that relationship, you gotta get it authentic, you gotta get it real. So when, all right, you get to this level now, nothing can shake your foundation. You know, that when you talk to people and say that I need to tell you about this God that I know, it's coming from a place where you know him personally. It's coming from a place where you know him for real,
And whatever they say won't change your mind, because there are a lot of times we enter conversations where we're the minister. We go and we're there to encourage somebody about Jesus and tell him about how God is good and everything. But based on where that person is, when they talk and they express certain stuff to us, we leave the conversation questioning and wondering if God is really that supreme one, if God is still God. You know, so a foundation is very important. It has to be there.
And that is something I think is a journey as well, because you don't have to just wake up and then be there that day where the foundation don't shake. That, because I look at somebody like Paul who kind of went. It seems like it just was like an overnight change and shift or such. But, you know, on his encounter, like, he was fully against the Christians, against Jesus and such. On the road to Damascus, he had the encounter with Jesus, which was so real and such. And then and God sent him to this place where he had to receive deliverance with this guy. And then, as well as when we read it, it says that after this, Paul spent some time with the disciples and literally fleshed out even what this relationship was with him and what it meant to him. Yes, in certain cases when it hit you for real and you know, then you like the foundation is solid. But point is that this is something that even can take time as well, to get it to that point. But I think even that's a form of strive that God wants to get you at, because especially when He sends you to some places where suffering can come, persecution can come for His name, it requires for you to have this this solid foundation in your relationship with God, that no matter where you face, you can be burning or being stoned like Stephen, you know that you still believe that God is God.
Yeah.
All right, so fun fact section of our show. Which country are you traveling to as soon as you get enough dough? Money, 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 money.
Not saying which country we have to travel to.
No, which country are you going?
Want to travel.
Yeah, like as soon as you get enough money, where?
I feel like I want to
First
go
place.
Dubai. Not because it's like the richest quote unquote country. I don't know if that's still a factor or whatever, but like I just want that exotic experience. I want to go France too. Yeah. I want to go Australia.
Wow.
I want.
I want
just
still-
want to try Italy.
Where is it?
Countries
Countries
are
are
country.
Italy,
but
yeah,
still-
man. All right. So that's
Yeah.
just to name a few.
Sister,
France,
no
I guess
pressure.
I'll put France on top.
Sister Adrian.
I don't know anything about those lovely places. US just really give me a vibe.
What?
It really give me one little vibe, like it little.
All right.
It vibes-ish.
When you
Let's
get
go.
enough money, that's where you want to go. There are so many places in the world.
You know
And
that
that's
better
And
than
I don't
yours.
know about
We're
them,
not
so you
judging.
see?
We're not judging.
Ignorance is what?
Bliss.
Yes.
I do think that when I think about enough money, I think about the US. Because I don't want to feel like I need to go there to work.
Just chill.
Just want to go.
Yes,
Wanna get fat?
lame.
No,
That
yeah,
too.
like try, because, try the food.
But you not
try
sound
the
adventurous.
attraction. All right, so.
You wanted me to be adventurous. You
Yes,
asked
that's
me.
why she asked.
No, you asked me a question
Wanna go
and I
Singapore?
answered.
No problem.
Want to go Japan.
Right?
Then please let me talk about people.
Alright.
You can go US. People expect to say, yo, yeah man, you go fly, go US.
Want to go Japan, and want to go Japan, go drive.
Oh, yes, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, because I feel like they have all the cars you can think of.
Yeah, brother.
That's
Them have
probably
everything.
that's probably
Prices.
true.
I just want to go in one place and just go in at any top car I feel like. And tell them, show me the road.
You can tell Sir John Mark a driver, you know.
Yeah.
The road,
Here, show me the road.
Driver!
park it.
For me, Mr. Supre stole my answer, but it's always been France. I've always wanted to go to
Supre?
Paris.
I normally say that,
On
but then
Iva?
I'm
started
trying to
growing up
learn
and
how
I'm
to.
like,
You feel like
Voulez-vous
I'm
voyager
trying
avec
to-
moi?
yeah,
see the Eiffel Tower and go back home.
yeah.
No, there's so many attractions. Anyways, I love.
Ignorance
This is my section. Let
Go
me
ahead.
talk.
Ah,
Yes. Don't play my country just because. Anyways,
Go ahead.
I really
Go
want to
ahead.
go to France. I've always there's so many things there that I want to go and see. Not just the Eiffel Tower.
What else?
There's
Notre Dame.
I want to see how many.
There's
things
the
at the
bridge
top
that
of it.
have
The
there's,
lock-
there's a,
the
there's
lock
a
bridge.
bridge that has locks on it. You can put a lock in it.
Wasn't that bridge like overway or something?
Yeah,
like that?
you don't put any. You can't put. You
can't
can't
put
add
any
any
more.
more to
Okay.
it because it got it fell down
People-
a lot of times
people put
because it's been there
locks.
for like years. But like
It
I
full
want
up
to
with
go and
locks.
see like it's a locks.
So what they do is that they would just go, they lock. I don't know what the lock signify. Probably love between
You write
one
your
and two.
name. You write your name and your partner's name, or you write your name and your mother's name. You know, whoever.
Right,
It's that
you
love.
lock it and you throw
And
away
you
the
lock
key
it on the
on the bridge.
bridge. At capacity. And there are lots of other. You know, there's a lot of art there as well. So yeah, I've always wanted to go, and I love French. I love the language. But yeah,
Prep
that's
yourself.
it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us rant.
Yeah, man. Remember to throw away the eggs, guys.
Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, John Mark, what? Hey, Dexter, I'm most ready to kick you out of this. Anyways, guys, thank you so much.